Welcome to Be Well with Miss Tonia. Today, I would like to speak with you all about shifting stuck thoughts. There are certain common types of stuck thoughts, and for each one, let us identify when you notice being stuck and how you can shift the thought to be more effective. Each one of these stuck thoughts may benefit from dialectical shifts. Remember, dialectics means that there's tension on each side, and there is truth on each side of the tension. So what we must do is balance the sides. Black and white thoughts. Let's look at black and white thoughts. These are all or nothing thinking. Words that signal this type of stuck thinking include always, never, every, and all the time. Black and white thoughts feed emotional extremes, and this approach to thinking leads to rigidity and inflexibility in situations and relationships. Now, the dialectical shifts to this type of thinking. If your thoughts seem extreme, think of opposite thoughts or beliefs and start to identify with the middle ground way of thinking. You may not believe the opposite thoughts or beliefs, but the intention is to practice flexibility in your thinking. So describe when you do this and how you can shift. Regret orientation. During regret orientation, words are used such as woulda, coulda, shoulda thinking. It's easy to look back at the information you have now and regret what you did or did not do. Hindsight is 20/20. Regret orientation keeps us stuck in the past rather than focusing on what we can do effectively right now. The dialectical shifts to this type of thinking. Rather than dwelling on past mistakes, focus on what you can do to be effective in the present moment. Now describe when you do this and how you can shift. Mind reading. Many of us believe we know what others are thinking, and that belief causes us to feel a certain way and act in a certain manner. Most of us, I'm sorry to say, are not good mind readers, so our feelings and actions are not based on very accurate information. The dialectical shifts to this type of thinking. So when you catch yourself mind reading, check out your assumptions with other people, especially the person whose mind you're trying to read. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. Minimization. Minimization happens when we take something large and we reduce it to something that is very small. We do this to reduce the emotional impact of a situation, but we end up invalidating our emotions. We also do this when we don't want to face a difficult reality. The dialectical shift that is included here, observe and describe the situation accurately without adding or subtracting. Validate your feelings. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. Magnification. Magnification is the opposite of minimization. We take something that is small or insignificant and exaggerate it to something that is very large. As a result, we amplify our feelings. The dialectical shift, to balance things out, you observe and describe the situation accurately without adding or subtracting. Now describe when you do this and how you can shift. Catastrophizing. Catastrophizing is extreme for most magnification. It involves taking a situation and continuing to build it in our minds to the point of calamity, but it also comes with consequences. The dialectical shift that needs to happen here is focus on the one situation or problem at hand without exaggerating it. Take one thing at a time. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. Fortune telling. Fortune telling is when you attempt to predict the future in negative ways and assume you already know what is going to happen, which causes emotions of anxiety and dread. The dialectical shift is, instead of letting a negative prediction of the future paralyze you, focus on what you can do effectively right now to cope with your situation. Stay in the present moment. So describe when you do this and how you can shift. Overgeneralization. Overgeneralization involves taking a small bit of information and applying it broadly across all kinds of different people and situations. The dialectical shift here includes, do not assume that your knowledge fits all people in all situations. Acknowledge when your information does fit and actively look for times when it doesn't. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. Selective information gathering. Sometimes we only gather information that fits with our current thought or belief. This approach validates our thought or belief, but it can lead to poor information and viewpoints. The dialectical shift, actively gather information and viewpoints that are different from yours. Remember that you do not need to agree with these different perspectives, but they may lead you to more flexibility and more effective choices. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. Labeling or judging. Labeling is an approach that takes a person or a situation and reduces it to only a name. Labels do not look at people and situations in a holistic manner and causes you to miss a lot when you label. The dialectical shift, gently let go of the need to label a person or situation. Observe and describe non-judgmentally. The world is more complex than labels and judging. So describe when you do this and how you can shift. Personalization. Personalization makes it all about you. Even when situations feel personal, they're not. But you feel the weight of the world. And when we take so many situations and others' issues and problems, you start taking them personally. The dialectical shift, remember that most of the time, it's not about you. Take responsibility for what is yours and let the rest go. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. Emotion-mind reasoning. Emotion-mind reasoning means having your thoughts and beliefs come from an emotion-mind place without factoring in reason or the facts, or wise mind. Wise mind balances the emotions and reason mind, remember, the facts. The dialectical shift, learn to soothe your emotions. Relax before shifting your thoughts and beliefs. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. Should statements. Should statements get us stuck because they focus on judgments rather than the realities of a particular situation. Reality unfolds in ways that don't fit our preferences. What should happen? The dialectical shift, focus on what is, not what should be. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. Discounting positives. Many times we focus on the negatives or downside of situations and we're blind to the positives. We minimize positives about ourselves, others, situations, or the world. The dialectical shift, seek out positives, upsides, and silver linings for balance. Own the positives about yourself and give yourself credit. Find the positive place of people and situations that seem negative. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. Blaming. Blaming makes everyone but us responsible for our problems. When we blame, we give up our power and control and are utterly dependent on others to fix our lives. The dialectical shift, someone or something else may be responsible for a problem, but your power and control comes from focusing on how you can influence situations and your life. It is only choosing how you respond. Describe when you do this and how you can shift. For more information, please check out our website, www.dcsirish.com. Follow us on Instagram, Dublin City Schools Irish, or go to our YouTube channel, Be Well with Miss Tonia. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to be well.